right, here we are. I finally get to cut with the Lake Champlain Barlows. This is the clip point in saw cut titanium handle scales. There's two blade shapes of these guys, this one and the sheep's foot. I'm going to do a cut test with the sheep's foot as well, but it's going to be in a separate video because we're going to go hard on it. We're going to do a little above and beyond and really see if you can do heavy duty work with the slip joint. So look for that coming soon. Link down below to go buy one of these. If you're looking, or if you're watching this video on the day that it comes out, or later this week, they're going to be out on Friday. So be aware of that. The links down below will take you there, and use code DOODYTPK for $5 off one of these guys. So as you saw just now, the factory edge was like bonkers sharp, like really sharp. Impressive. We are cutting with this double wall cardboard, really thick stuff to start out, and it's just absolutely breezing through it like it's not even there. Unbelievable. This is thick stuff. It's like, yeah. And now we're going to go against the grain, which usually is harder for knives to get through, but I don't even hardly notice a difference. It's crazy, man. The thickness behind the edge here is, it's between like 12 and 14 thousandths, depending on where you measure it on the blade. Really thin, and it's a hollow grind. It's a deep hollow grind, so, you know, all those factors added together is, creates a slicing machine, basically. And I already knew that, but it's always just fun to see it actually do it, you know? It's fun to actually have the knife in your hand and just witness it just breezing through the cardboard. So the clip point here is not going to be as good as the sheep's foot one will be at utility cutting, but still pretty good, as you're going to see right now. I'm not having to really raise all the way up to the tip. I can kind of use that first, I don't know, quarter inch of the edge. Because it's so thin up there, it kind of just works. It still is able to cut through the cardboard. It's pretty crazy. I mean, it's just insanely thin at the tip. So, you know, the higher you raise your wrist, you know, the better it's going to cut. But you can get away with kind of, you know, coming down a little bit. Trying some curves. Yeah, it did okay. Left some of the parts of the cardboard not cut. But like I said, for that kind of thing, the sheep's foot's going to be ideal. Next, let's get out the leather glove. Let's cut some leather. Roll this bad boy up. Real nice. That little bit of belly there is helping us out here. Kind of starting with the tip and then rocking back a little bit, and it's just it's cutting through very nicely, leaving us these little sushi roll kind of looking things. Very nice. Excelente. Cecil rope. Do a couple cuts like this. Then we'll do some down on the cutting board. Again, here's where that little bit of belly is going to help us out a lot. Starting with the tip and then rocking back, it just chops it like a green bean or something. like a green bean, but way tougher to cut through than a green bean, but you wouldn't guess it using this knife. What's next? Let's do a couple more of these guys. Why not? It just does real well, really well. I'm excited to start using this clip point, you know, as my EDC. I've never really carried a clip point blade around ever, and I'm excited to kind of learn the uses. You know, learn what it's good at, what it's not so good at. I mean, I can already kind of tell. You know, it's going to be able to do all kinds of cutting, but it's going to have its specialties. And this here is one of its specialties. Cutting something like this. The belly is really nice to have. Same as with the Cecil rope. But I mean, look at this. This is thick wall rubber tubing, and it's cutting like a carrot. Real nice. The clip is just such a classic looking blade shape too. Let's see where we're at after all the cutting we did, and we're doing real good. Actually, I don't know if I might have forgotten to mention, this is M390 blade steel here, and look at that edge retention. Held an edge very, very well. I'm very happy to see that. So, this blade's specialties are going to be slicing, anything down on a surface, like we were cutting on the rubber tubing and the Cecil rope. Even some utility cutting, it's going to be fine with. Like I said, it's so thin up at the tip that you don't have to really lift all the way up to the very tip. You get away with using that whole kind of first quarter inch there. That's how thin it is. So, yeah, I mean, I would say this is a pretty darn good EDC knife all around. We're going to strap it up here just briefly and see if we can tell a difference. And yeah, I definitely can. It's slicing a little cleaner, able to go, you know, do some longer cuts without ripping the paper. So yeah, nice and stroppable. This is a winner, man, and this is a big knife. This is a knife that could be your primary carry, absolutely, without question. And I'm going to further prove that point when I do the cut testing video on the sheepsfoot blade, the sheepsfoot version of this knife. I'm going to push it to its limits. We're going to cut some things that we don't normally cut, and I'm going to demonstrate that, you know, slip joints can be work knives. They really can, you know. Before liner locks were invented and frame locks and all that stuff, that's what everybody used. Everybody used slip joints for work. For any types of cutting they needed to do, they used a slip joint. So that's going to be fun. I'm really looking forward to that video. It'll come probably later in the week. And until then, make sure you go pick yours up this Friday at traditionalpocketknives.com. Like the video before you head out, and I'll see you next time. Adios.